Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Rebecca, and as you guys read by today's title of this video, we are going to be addressing and talking about the Flagrant 2 interview with Fresh and Fit. Just so you guys know, I did watch the entire interview. It was an hour and 22 minutes, and I thought it was a pretty good interview. I think that both sides had good points, but I'm going to pull some clips that I thought were very important from this video, and I'm gonna talk about them and expand upon them. But before we jump in, please give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe down below because we're well on our way to 60K, and let's get into it.
What we do is we provide guys information so they kind of go into dealing with women, especially in the West, in a way where they can protect themselves. Because marriage, you know, even though it's a fantastic institution and we definitely believe in a nuclear family, the setup for it right now is not optimal because the divorce courts heavily, favor women.
Yep.
There's a lot of situations where guys can absolutely get destroyed from divorce and marriage. So we just tell guys, hey, go with your eyes wide open, understand the laws, understand the stats, and know what you're getting yourself into.
I think I don't have a problem with, I don't disagree with what Andrew said. The way I look at it is, you watch them you see them evolutionary charts from Neanderthal to Homo sapien.
Yeah.
Y'all are the first motherfucker out of Neanderthal. But grow with your audience, mature with your audience as you work on yourselves and add some nuance to what you're saying.
How old are you guys? 29. 29 and
I'm 31.
And 31. So you guys are adults. Like I think that
I mean, hey, if you don't like the content, totally fine. A lot of people enjoy
I have
it.
respect for your hustle.
But
I have respect for, again, you guys as guys from what I've heard are stand-up guys. So I don't want to be, if I'm crossing a line, that's my bad. And I also don't want to...
No, totally.
I also don't want to talk shit in an environment where I know I don't have to fight and just say whatever
totally
because
cool,
I
man.
can't fight. So I don't want to be a phony.
I think it's important to be able to come together, have differing opinions, have a discussion about it.
Yeah.
No big deal. And, you might feel our content's immature. That's fine. A lot of guys enjoy it. We help a lot of guys out. We've saved a bunch of guys from, hurting themselves. I don't want to say the word because we're on YouTube.
Yep.
Self-deletion. We get messages all the time about it. So,
I think we're making an impact. I think that's something I think this is something important because guys are going to reach out. I remember when I was young, right? There was a book that came out called The Game by a guy named Neil Strauss. Do you guys know? And this
Classic.
is the pickup artist movement kind of really happened around this book. And it was and I remember reading the book and I remember talking to my friends bro, you guys got to read this book. There are people who have actually found the science of getting laid. And at first, it was really exciting, right? It was oh my God, they're tools to this shit. It's not just rolling the dice every time you talk to a girl. There's things that you can actually do. And then eventually it was corny because I thought it was weird that if you thought you had so much value, you would have to devalue a woman for her to see value in you. And I was nah, this is whack. There's other ways to do it. If you actually have value, she's going to figure that out if you spend enough time with her. That was at least my philosophy on the book, right? This idea that you got to hurt their feelings and shit. So all of a sudden they like you. It's if you think you're the shit, I don't got to hurt your feelings. If you truly believe in yourself, right? So I was all right, this is a little bit corny. But what I thought was really important about it is that it took certain guys who could never fucking get laid and got them to a point where they could get laid. And ideally with that tool, they could learn how to not misuse it. And I think that's the same with dudes who don't know how to fight. They want to posture up and beat up everybody, right?
Yep.
And if you go to a fucking boxing gym, never one of those dudes try to start a fight with you.
And I'll say this, what our channel does is we help guys prepare themselves to kind of
you don't think so,
deal
Al?
with women in general.
Not at all.
All right, I'm gonna stop this there really quick and speak about this clip. Now, to give you guys some context, I have been watching Flagrant 2 for a while now. I think the podcast is very funny. I really like Andrew and Akash, the way that they banter with each other. So I just have to say that I am a fan of this podcast. However, there are two different camps here. You have the Married Club, which is Akash and Andrew and some of the other guys on the podcast from Flagrant 2. And then you have Fresh and Fit, Myron, and Fresh. The strategies that they implement are very different. Andrew, for example, just got married and he's fresh off of his honeymoon and all this other stuff. So he sees relationship very much through the eyes and lens of marriage, and so does Akash. He's been with his wife for 6 years, I believe. And then you have the Fresh and Fit guys who live in Miami who run a podcast that bring on, you know, the city girls and different things like that. They're on sugar sites and they are in the dating game. While I agree with Fresh and Fit to the point where they say that they're bringing awareness to these spaces and to help guys see with clearer vision and clearer eyes, I also have to see the side of Akash and Andrew, because you know, if you want marriage, you can't play games to get married. And as you guys know, I'm a very big proponent of marriage here on my channel. I think that marriage and the nuclear family is the path forward. I see myself very much traditional, and I speak about traditionalism and just implementing marriage and tools and giving you guys guidance in that direction. So we do have to look at how that transitions and how those tools that they're providing transitions into marriage, because what I believe is happening is that they are speaking to men who want to continue to just date. They don't want marriage. They don't want anything serious. They don't want a future with a woman. They want multiple women, and they want to have open dating. And even Myron goes to talk about the fact that he has multiple girlfriends and that he has girls that he keeps on the back burner and all this other stuff. So it's not one side is better than the other or one side is right. They both present good views and they both present valid views. And you could say one is red pill, one is blue pill, one is beta, one is alpha, whatever you want to call it. To get to a place of marriage, there needs to be a level of trust and respect. You have to really look at what your final objective is. If it's picking up girls and dating multiple women, fine. If it's, you know, getting married, then you have to apply different tactics and you have to apply a different method in order to get to that place. But before we jump into the next clip that I'm going to play, I want to thank the sponsor of today's video, Let's Get Checked. So as you guys know, I have worked with Let's Get Checked before, and I'm so happy to be continuing this partnership into 2022. If you don't know what Let's Get Checked is, they provide at-home health tests that you can take in the privacy of your home. Anything from wellness tests, hormonal tests, vitamin testing, all of these different things you can take in the privacy of your home, and all it requires is a little finger prick. But today I want to talk to you guys about the PCOS test that they recently launched. Now, if you're a woman, you probably know what PCOS is or you've heard of it, but it is a hormone that interferes with a woman's reproductive system. And for millions of women, they don't even know that they have PCOS. It goes undiagnosed for many, many women. That's why I'm excited to be promoting this new kit, because all it takes is a simple finger prick. It takes up to 2 to 5 business days to process, and you can get your results online in the comfort of your own home. And if necessary, they can provide a nurse consultation with you over the phone and get you supplemental help. But guys, if you do not suffer with PCOS and you want to check other things in your health, then please check out Let's Get Checked, because they have various tests, including wellness tests, hormonal tests, fertility testing for both men and women. And you can use my discount code Barrett30 for 30% off of any of the kits available on the website. Again, that is Barrett30 for 30% off of any of the tests available on their website. Thank you again, Let's Get Checked, for sponsoring today's video, and let's get into clip number 2.
So I'd rather equip the guys with the tools so they can go out there and navigate the dating marketplace
you don't
in a
wanna
way
pimp.
where
Yeah,
they
you
won't
don't
get
think that's
finessed.
a dangerous mindset for the world to have?
Did I pimp my wife?
Yeah.
Is that what happened?
Yeah. Or
Hey,
is she
man.
pimping you? Same with all of us. Like, not for real. Like, what if we're also telling you that that's not the experience? And that maybe there's experiences you've had, and being in a fucked up dating scene like Miami, right? And we know it could get wild, especially if you're going to like these types of parties. You got a lot of girls that are like literally paid to be there. And they might be paid to do other stuff as well. So if you're interacting with these girls, I can understand how you like grow a little bit of fucking resentment. You're like, where are the good girls at?
There's no resentment, man. It's just awareness. And I know it might come off that way, but it's just merely just being aware of what's going on, adapting to the situation, and making the best move that's gonna not put you in a compromising position. Because we've heard so many terrible stories from guys making mistakes, etc. with women, that's come back and really bit them in the ass. So we just want guys to maneuver it in a way where
I think that's altruistic of you.
Yeah.
Like, I really do. Like, you're like, I want you to be safe. I want you to be protected. Like, I'm going shark diving. You're like, bro, can I give you this fucking metal suit that you put on? So just in case the shark does bite you, you're looking out.
Yeah.
You're actually looking out for these people. You care. My feeling is that you have a little bit skewed version. If you think it's pimp or be pimped, it's like, bro, you don't, like, how can you develop a loving relationship with somebody if you're constantly going, am I pimping or is she pimping? That's dangerous.
Here's the thing. One person in the relationship, whoever cares less, has the leverage, and we want the guy to always care less. We want the man to always have the leverage.
Childish as fuck.
And you guys might not like hearing that.
Childish.
But we truly feel.
I'm not. These aren't new beliefs, bro. You're not telling me some shit none of us have ever heard. We all heard this from fraternity guys in college. I'm saying there's room in and I don't have a problem with a lot of the stuff you say. I just think there is room for growth. And you guys' refusal to acknowledge it almost kind of proves it to me, confirms it to me that you guys are not willing to grow right now. And that's fine. That's some ego shit. We're just saying there's room for growth. A very mature answer is, yeah, probably. If you say that to me, I'm sure I got room to grow. Y'all are literally saying, nah, we know how it is. We're in Miami. I bet if you go to Idaho and see only 2 bitches are getting flown out of Idaho, you'd be like, oh, the world isn't like this. We're just asking you to look and take an assessment of what you say and what you spread and be like, okay, maybe there's room for growth. And y'all aren't even willing to do that for an hour and a half.
I mean, I truly feel that
That's your opinion, bro.
Yeah, that's your opinion.
See what I'm saying?
I don't care.
What we
You
say
guys
is
have a platform. You say whatever you
with
want.
men and women, one party cares less than the other does, and whoever cares less has the leverage. And we want the guys to always be in a position where the woman is constantly chasing them, not the other way around.
I think you're saying like
the man has to be in a leadership role where the woman feels, how do I say, that she got the prize. The man has to be in that position, not the woman.
I think we both want to feel like we got the prize, though. And I think that's the best relationship. It's like the best sale or the best business move is like you do something where you feel like you got the best and they feel like they got the best, right? Like that's the perfect deal that's made.
It's perfect, but it doesn't happen like that all the time.
I'm not saying it does. And I think that like to act as if one person doesn't like the other person more, for us to sit here and be like, no, every relationship, they equally love.
Not.
I think that love can be different. And I don't think that there's a scale that you can judge it. But I think that we would get pushback to be like, no, every single one is perfectly equal.
Yeah.
I think that'd be...
Our biggest thing is we want the woman chasing the man's validation, never the other way around, the relationship to be in the best position, because men lead, women follow. It's always been that way. And we want the guys to have the leverage in the relationship, because if you do, your girl's always going to feel like she has the best option that she can get. That's just the way women mate select. They want the best and the brightest. And for her to feel that way, she needs to constantly be chasing for your validation. And I know you guys might not necessarily agree with that.
That's fine.
But it's basic human psychology.
That's how you get cheated on, bro. That's how you get...
So there's a lot to unpack in that specific clip alone. But what I think Myron is trying to say, and it might not be coming off kosher to them, is that the man should be in the leadership position and the woman should follow the man or be submissive to the man. And I agree with that as well. The best marriages, in my opinion, and the best relationships, in my opinion, come when men are in the leadership position and women are in the submissive position. Where I think that Myron lost them a little bit is saying that the men should always have the higher leverage in the relationship, whereas I'm very much on Andrew's side of this, where both parties should feel like they have the best deal possible. If we're talking about relationships in a game form where one has higher leverage or power than the other, then of course things are going to look skewed and it's going to look off. In a relationship, in a marriage, in a healthy marriage, right? My husband leads, but I contribute to the conversation. It's not like he is a tyrant that walks around here and stomps his feet and demands things of me. No, we work together and we work with our strengths and we collaborate and we speak about these things and we work together for the betterment of our relationship. And I think that that's where Andrew and Akash might be coming from, in the sense of like, it's not a game. Like, if marriage is your ultimate goal, then it's not a game, and it shouldn't be a game. So we'll continue with the next clip.
Have you guys had long-term relationships?
Yeah, but so what?
How long?
Okay, go ahead.
So hold on, just to answer that question as well, because like at the very beginning stage, you're trying to figure out who she is and she wants to figure out who you are. So you can't really be like simping over her too much, because then it's like, okay, this guy's probably gonna be like pandering to me at all times. You gotta like understand who she really is. Once you know that, cool. Now the dynamic changes in that aspect. But you can't just jump into it like, oh yeah, just like love me. Like, no, you got to see who she really is.
I can imagine the beginning, but then once the relationship is there is that
you can't be chasing.
Real connection.
It's like you guys have to build something together.
You build a connection, but like for me personally, the way I do it is I just have other girls. Like whoever I'm dealing with, she knows I'm not going to be monogamous. That's healthy. And actually, what that does is it keeps her on her toes. Women always get in line when they know you have other women in line. It's just the way it is. You know what I'm saying? When you have other girls, women are on their best behavior. You know, and I know that's an unflattering thing to say on a podcast.
It's not necessarily wrong. It's not necessarily wrong, especially if you're being transparent. Like, if she's building towards something, I think she'd probably agree. I assume most girls, when they start dating a guy, especially a guy with value, they're like, there are other girls that are probably interested in this guy, and maybe he's dating. I know it comes across harsh when you say it, but I don't think it's actually unrealistic. I think it is actually the reality. But eventually, if you want to have a relationship, you're going to have to put your focus and time and love into that one person. And if you keep playing like the cat and mouse game, it's going to get exhausting for her, man. And she's gonna go to security. We all go to emotional security. And if you're not her emotional security, it's going to be something else. And I think that's why those pickup artist dudes flamed out, is because they realized the skills that they used to get the girls were not the skills that they used to maintain them.
Shallow.
So it's like, what's that?
It's shallow.
It's shallow, right? And it's just exhausting, and you're actually not building something real, and you're keeping this person in a state of perpetual fear, and you're doing that because you're in a state of perpetual fear, so nobody's comfortable. Eventually, you both need to let the guard down and be like, listen, are we in this together? Are we going to build this? And we can argue about human nature all we want, but like, marriage is an institution, be it religion or not, that has existed for a long time. I'm literally rolling the dice on it. I'm gambling that I can build something with it. I saw my parents do it. You know what I mean? I've seen other people do it, and I've seen it flounder as well. But to act like it's not a possibility.
Yeah, nobody's marriage is invincible. None of us are saying 100%. Our marriage is invincible.
And we're all going to fuck up. And we're all going to say things that are disrespectful. And we're all going to be treated a certain way by our partners that we can't fathom they would actually do. But ideally, you're committed enough to build back from that and restore that thing that you guys are building together. That's my only fear. My fear is that if you keep on playing this game, where you're like, I got to keep her a little bit away. I can't keep her comfortable. I can't let her feel secure. You're not going to actually feel that love from a woman when she is secure. And that's a powerful thing, man. When a woman feels secure, bro.
I mean, I respectfully disagree a little bit. I'm going to say, like, you know, I always say you don't want to grow comfortable. You know, future, bitches don't get too comfortable. Like, comfortable. You know, because when they're uncomfortable. But here's the thing.
I'm going to leave this video here because I think that this ended it perfectly. And I'm going to wrap up by saying I did a video about what men want and what women want, and I will link that above. Now, the number one thing a woman wants is security. And the number one thing a man wants is respect and honor. Okay, these are number ones for men and women. If a man can't give a woman security, she is going to feel fear and she's going to feel anxiety about the relationship, and nothing good comes from that, right? If you're trying to build a happy, healthy marriage, if you are trying to get to marriage as your ultimate goal and the goal of your dating process, then eventually, yes, you're going to have to put some of your walls down, and vice versa for women. Women are going to have to put their guards down and not play this cat and mouse game. But if your goal is to date and perpetually date, just like Myron says, he has multiple girls and that he dates multiple girls and that he keeps women on their toes and things of that nature. His goal at the end of the day isn't to marry or wife up anyone. It's just to date more women. And that's okay. That's, at the end of the day, that's what I want you guys to take away from this video. You have to be clear in your objectives of what you want at the end of the day. If you are trying to play games and then wife up a woman, I don't think that that's going to work. That formula does not work. And vice versa. If you want to date multiple women, like Fresh said, simping over women and all this other stuff is not going to help you get multiple women and date multiple women. But ultimately, you have to decide what you actually want. And like Andrew said, when a woman trusts you, it's like a beautiful thing. I'm telling you, I trust my husband 150,000%. I don't have to worry about my relationship. I feel secure in my relationship, and he feels honored and respected in the relationship. So our relationship works really, really well because we understand these things, because we come together, because we work towards our marriage and we build on our marriage. And if that's what you want, then you have to kind of take these things with a grain of salt, right? All of these things that we hear on YouTube or Instagram or TikTok, we have to take with a grain of salt. It's not one size fits all for every single situation, and you need to be aware of that before you start implementing these things. I mentioned on another podcast, you have to eat the meat and spit out the bones. My husband talks about this all the time. You know, you take the good stuff and then you just spit out the rest that doesn't apply to you. That is the way that people should take this type of information. But that is my video for today, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up, subscribe down below, and thank you to Let's Get Checked for sponsoring this video. If you want to try any of the kits available on the website, please click in the description below and in the pinned comment, because I will have links for you guys there. But thank you guys so much, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye, guys.